James, this is Fearless Fred. That's Point Spread Aram here. We're here for the.
Point Spread Aram.
I told you last week, right? I told you I was going to give you a nickname, and sure enough, hey, this is one of the.
We just call him the Spread.
We should. We should. We just call him, or just call him the Big Guy for that matter.
We just call him.
Hey, this is going to be fun this week. This is when I used to coach at South Hills. This was the game, Fred. South Hills versus at West Covina on Friday night. And Fred, South Hills debuts in the top 10 in the CIF polls this week at number 10.
Yeah, well, they had the big week in the opener over Crenshaw. They had to forfeit last week. They were really upset about driving all the way to La Cañada, only to find out that game wasn't going to be played. There was a fire nearby. That, it was already hot as it was, and we saw some teams cancel games, and the smoke kind of added to that. South Hills officials were really upset, but hey, look, Aram, now they've got 2 weeks to prepare for a game. They haven't been able to win the last 3 years, and not just lose. They've been kind of smoked by West Covina, and I know that's lingering over there with them. This is one they absolutely do not want to lose this week. And you've got West Covina, who's looked horrible in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah, like Freddie said, 2013, the last time the South Hills won this Kings of Cameron game rivalry. You enter this season, though, and you just really get the feeling after, a couple of weeks that these are two programs heading in opposite directions.
No question.
South Hills really looks to be on the rise, as everyone kind of predicted when they brought in Matt Bechtel as head coach. He's not going to screw around. He's not going to waste time.
Right. He's
going to get them going the right direction, which it appears they are. And, West Covina, we talked about this before, new head coach taking over for a legend. When it starts to swoon for a new head coach, there's nothing really to fall back on. If it's Majori that starts 0-2, he still has the full confidence of the players because he's got this track record built up. But when it's a new coach, they need some kind of sign of confidence or something to build off of, and it hasn't come, like Freddie said, in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Fred, one of the things that really is concerning if you're a West Covina fan, they've always, at least when I was at South Hills, you could always know that the running game was going to be there. In their first 2 games this year, they've only averaged 95 yards rushing. That's just, to me, is so
that's so un-Mike Majori-like.
Yeah.
You're right. And it used to be like, they may have 4 guys running for 100 yards or more in a game in previous years. And look, that's just where West Covina is. I don't know how bad they are or how much better South Hills is. The only common opponent is Dorsey, and a lot of people have told me, or Crenshaw, I'm sorry, and they're not a very good football team. What West Covina has is ownage. They have players in the school who've grown up who know nothing but beating South Hills. And sometimes mentally that's hard to get over. West Covina goes into that game as the underdog, but probably a lot of players feel pretty confident about this game because they've won this game, Aram.
Yeah.
They continue to win this game. And because it's a rivalry, because this is the game they probably, out of all of them on the schedule, they want to make sure they win. It's still going to be a great game. I don't see South Hills going in there and just routing them. It's possible, but I just don't see it because of the rivalry.
I think, feeding off of what you just said, one of the key things is when you're West Covina, you look at the guy that's lined up across from you, and he doesn't look that much different than you in this game, or at least he shouldn't, right? So, it should be comparable talent. However, the confidence level in each team's, or, the swag that each team has is vastly different. And if things don't go right for West Covina early, does this game, swoon and get out of control? I mean, we'll get. I guess we can get into predictions now.
Well, and my last thought is, I think we kind of know where West Covina is going to be this year. It's going to be a year when they get into the league where they're really going to struggle. The question for me is South Hills and how good they really are, because I didn't have a lot of confidence in them when the season started. I thought they would lose that first game to Crenshaw. Coach Matt Bechtel has let us hear it. I want to know if they're going to bring it this week. We didn't get to see him last week in what I thought would have been a blowout over La Cañada. You have that week 0 game, but now it's time to really find out. And I know I've had a lot of fans, people at South Hills have said, please don't pick us this week. But there's no way I'm not picking South Hills this week because if they don't beat them this year when you've got West Covina down, I don't know when it's going to happen.
Yeah, so I think this game is, going to get away from West Covina, and I think that's because Bechtel, and I just know from hearing things around the South Hills program how badly
they would run this up if they had a chance.
They really want to send a message in this spot. The win over Crenshaw was nice. Not playing La Cañada sucks, but this is a statement game for them. And if they get a chance to really make a statement, they're going to do it. And I just don't think that West Covina has enough, to bang with them the whole time. So I think this is South Hills pretty easy. And I think the key thing to look at here is what the final score says about how vast, the gap in programs is now, or if there's something positive that could come out of the game, like West Covina plays them close and maybe they can build on that going forward. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be South Hills rather.
I got South Hills, but I don't know if it's going to be as easy as Aram thinks it is. I think.
Yeah. Do you want a point spread from the spread, or
I think it's going to be inside 12 points. That's a weird number.
I would say
I'm going to go inside 12.
I'm making South Hills a 17-point favorite.
17.
Yeah,
that's a big number.
And I think that just got bet up to 17.5 at the Mirage. So
it wasn't from me. Now that's for damn sure.
That's an exciting game, and you're going to be there Friday.
I will be there.
There's always a lot of buzz. It's going to be there's a lot of excitement. This week I kind of over the weekend played this game a little bit up on Twitter, saying that